Next topic is relative permittivity or dielectric constant of a medium. It is relative permittivity or dielectric constant. It is indicated by epsilon r or k. To understand the concept of relative permittivity, it is if we take the vacuum here, we place the 2-point charges q1 and q2 separated by a certain distance r, then the force of interaction between the 2-point charges F0 will be equal to q1 q2 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r square. This is equation number 1. And if we take the same 2-point charges in any other medium and we take the same 2-point charges q1 and q2 separated by the same distance r in the medium, now then F force of interaction will be equal to q1 q2 divided by 4 pi epsilon r square. This is the equation number 2. The difference in the two equations is this is epsilon naught, which is the absolute electrical permittivity of vacuum, and this is epsilon, absolute electrical permittivity of the given medium. Now, what is the relative permittivity? Its definition is relative permittivity of a medium is defined as the ratio of force of interaction between the 2-point charges separated by a certain distance in the vacuum to the force of interaction between the same 2-point charges separated by the same distance in the given medium. So, relative permittivity or dielectric constant epsilon r or k is equal to F naught by F, which can also be written equal to F naught from here. This is q1 q2 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r square, and this is 4 pi epsilon r square divided by q1 q2. Cutting the terms, we get it equal to epsilon r or k equal to F naught by F, which is also equal to epsilon by epsilon naught. Now it gives you the other definition of a relative permittivity, epsilon by epsilon naught. That is, relative permittivity of a medium is also defined as the ratio of absolute electrical permittivity of the medium to that of vacuum. Now, one numerical to understand the concept better. Now see, suppose this is vacuum here and these are the 2-point charges q1 and q2 separated by a certain distance r1 equal to x, and force of interaction between these 2-point charges is equal to, let us say, F. And suppose this is any other medium and this medium is, let us say, water. This medium is water and its electrical permittivity is given to you epsilon r equal to 80. If you place the same 2-point charges q1 and q2 in the water separated by the half distance, that is r2 equal to x by 2, suppose the force of interaction between the 2-point charges is equal to F dash. Now the question is, you have to find that F dash is equal to how many F? This is the question. This is the question. Now to find this, we find F dash by F. This is equal to, now F dash, from here it is q1 q2 divided by 4 pi epsilon r square. R is equal to r2, which is further equal to x by 2, and its whole square will give you x square by 4. This is multiplied by F, which is equal to, from here you see this is equal to q1 q2 divided by, so this will be in the numerator now 4 pi epsilon r square. This is the f here, so it will be epsilon naught, and r is equal to r1 is equal to x here. This will be x square here. Now cutting the terms, you get it equal to f dash by f equal to 4 epsilon naught divided by epsilon, which is equal to 4 epsilon naught divided by epsilon naught epsilon r. So cutting epsilon naught with epsilon naught, you get it equal to 4 by epsilon r, which is equal to 4 by 80, which is equal to 1 by 20. So the value of f dash is finally equal to 1 by 20f. This is the simple problem of a relative permittivity. Now we start the next topic, that is vector form representation of Coulomb's law of electrostatic force. It is vector form representation of Coulomb's law of electrostatic force. Now to understand this concept, we consider here, this is the coordinate system, x-axis, y-axis and z-axis, and suppose these are the 2 points A and B. Q1 charge is present at point A and Q2 charge is present at point B, and suppose that R1 is the position vector of Q1 and R2 is the position vector of Q2, and let us say that R12 is the vector from Q1 to Q2 and R21 is the vector from Q2 to Q1, then obviously R21 will be the negative vector of R12. Further assume that Q1 and Q2 both are of the same sign, then there will be force of repulsion between these 2 point charges. So this is F21, this is F12. Here F21, this is the F21 is equal to force on Q2 due to Q1, and let us say F12, this is the force on Q1 due to Q2. Now here I find the value of F12 in the vector form. You see F12 can be written equal to, first we write its magnitude, which can be written equal to, here this is Q1 Q2 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught R21 its square. This is its magnitude. It is written equal to R21 vector because R21 and F12 both are in the same direction, and this is the magnitude. If you multiply it with the unit vector of R21, that is R21 cap, then this gives you the expression for the vector form of F12. This is the equation number 1, and this can be F12 can also be written equal to Q1 Q2 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. Now here R21 cap, this can be written equal to R21 vector divided by R21, then it will become cube here. This is why, this is because R21 cap is equal to R21 vector divided by R21 its magnitude. So this is the expression, this is the second equation, suppose. And now next equation we can also write. To write the next equation, you first consider the triangle OBA. Now from the triangle OBA, according to the triangle's law of vector addition, here this R2 plus R21, this will be equal to R1, and R21 will be equal to R1 minus R2. Now putting the value here, F12 can be written equal to Q1 Q2. This is R1 minus R2 now, and this is 4 pi epsilon naught R1 minus R2. It's mod its cube here. This is the equation number 3. These are the 3 equations written for F12. Now for F21, you will write the 3 equations yourself, that is 4th, 5th and 6th, and then from equations 1 and 4, you will get F12 vector equal to minus F21 vector. Now from this equation we get that the force of interaction between the 2 point charges is always equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. So this is the vector form representation of Coulomb's law of electrostatic force. Now we apply the superposition principle to the Coulomb's to the vector form representation of Coulomb's law of electrostatic force. Now next is superposition principle applied to the Coulomb's law of electrostatic force. It is superposition principle applied to Coulomb's law of electrostatic force. It is about the when number of point charges are present, then force on one charge due to the other charges. So according to the superposition principle, when number of point charges are present, then net force on a given test point charge is given by the vector sum of all the forces due to all the other individual point charges. Now to understand the concept better, we consider here the 3 axes. Now suppose that number of point charges are present. This is Q1, this is Q2, this is Q3 and this is Qn, and this is the any charge Q0, and suppose this Q0 is the test point charge where we have to find the force due to all the other point charges. Now try to understand it that here Q0, now due to this charge Q1, suppose all the charges are of the same sign, then there will be repulsion due to all the charges on this charge, then F01 will be in this direction and F02 will be in this direction, and Qn due to Qn, F0n will be in this direction. Now try to understand that according to superposition principle, F0, this will be equal to F01 plus F02 and so on till F0n. It can be written like this. This can be written equal to, here this is Q0, Q1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught, and now this is R1 naught vector mod square R1 naught cap plus Q0 Q2 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught R2 naught, it's square R2 naught cap and so on till Q0 Qn divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Rn naught, it's square Rn naught cap. Now you see it can be written like this. Now taking the